Okay, for you guys today, we are in 11.2, and this is simplifying rational expressions. Now tomorrow we are going to be reviewing this again, so if you don't understand it today, throw in your best efforts and we will go back over it tomorrow, so you can expect to find, I'm probably going to try and find a video from somebody else just so that you're hearing it again, maybe a separate way or a second way to possibly help if you're still struggling. Okay, so for this first one, I've got example A, B, C, and an extra that I'm throwing in. So for example A, the first thing we're going to do is we are going to write each of these out factored. So I'm going to take out a 2 out of both of these. I'm going to be left behind with an x plus 3. That was removing the greatest common factor. So now I'm going to look at the bottom. It has no greatest common factor that can be removed. So I'm going to split this into two sets of parentheses with an x in the first term in both of those. I'm going to look at the 12 and the 7. They're both positive, so both my factors are going to be positive. And I'm going to say the factors of 12 that add together to equal 7 are 3 and 4. The next step I'm going to do is I'm going to look at what the top and the bottom both have. So they both have an x plus 3. So I'm going to cross those out and rewrite this as 2 over x plus 4. Now, one thing I have to do, since I took something out of the bottom, x plus 3 cannot equal 0. So that means that x cannot equal negative 3. So I've got two little pieces of an answer here. Now, if you were to miss something like this on your homework assignments today in class, don't worry, because I'm looking for both these answers. I will be grading these manually, so you won't have an answer key to this one, okay? We're going to move on to example B. I'm going to do the same thing I did in example A. I'm going to first look here and I'm going to say I can take out a 3 out of both of those. I'm going to be left with an x plus 2. If I look down here, I can take a 5 out of both of those. I'm also going to be left with an x plus 2. Cancel out the x plus 2 on the top and the bottom, and I end up with a 3 over 5. When x plus 2 cannot equal 0, okay? Which means that x cannot equal negative 2. Notice I did that up here. It was just kind of to help with what I was saying, to just kind of reiterate that. So x plus 2 can't equal 0, so x cannot equal negative 1, because if you look, negative 2 plus positive 2 is 0. Okay, we're going to move on to example C. Now, if you note here, x squared minus 16, the bottom is going to get kind of special here, okay? So I notice the top, I can take out a 2, and I'm left with x plus 4. When I look at the bottom, this is what is known as a difference between two squares, because another term for subtraction is difference, and I've got x squared and 16. So I know that I'm going to have an x plus 4, and I'm going to have an x minus 4, because I need that center term to cancel out, so I have to have a positive and a negative. If I look at the top and the bottom, they both have a positive 4. So I'm going to be left with 2 over x minus 4 as my answer. But x plus 4 cannot equal 0, meaning x cannot equal negative 4. Okay? Again, two answers here. My little extra for you today is a problem that looks like this, where I have a trinomial on the top and a trinomial on the bottom. No big deal. I'm going to look at this and I'm going to set up to factor the top and the bottom. I've got an x, I've got an x. I need the factors of 4, the positive 4 that combine to equal a negative 4. Well, the only two numbers that I know are 1 and 4 and 2 and 2, okay, that are factors of 4. I need positive factor, or I need factors that multiply together to give me a positive, but add together to give me a negative, which means I'm going to have two negatives. So negative 2 and negative 2. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. Negative 2 plus negative 2 gives me negative 4. Down at the bottom, I'm going to have an x, so factors of positive 2 that add together to equal a positive 3. So I've got x plus 1 times x plus 2. Okay, so here I've got 2 times 1 gives me 2, and 2 plus 1 gives me 3. I'm going to look at this and I'm going to see, do I have anything on the top and the bottom that is the same? I do not, because a negative 2 and a positive 2 are not the same. So I'm going to leave it in factored form, and that is going to be my answer. Okay? Tomorrow we are going to review this. I'm going to try and find some harder problems for you or another video for you. Most likely another video just so that you get to hear it from somebody else.